Hey boys and girls, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review.
We just got back from RetroCon and look at all of these toys. Oh my gosh. These are all Kevin's. I got these too. So I'm happy about that. But we're going to take you through our RetroCon finds right now.
RetroCon is definitely one of my biggest toy buying events of the year. I look forward to it every year. They have a ton of vendors and I always find a ton of great stuff there.
Yeah, it's an awesome convention if you're looking to buy toys like we are. So, yeah, check that one out.
So, a couple of the items I have here, actually, I already owned, and I took them along to get signed by their guests. So, I'll kind of show those off first. They had Pat Fraley there, who was the voice of Krang. So, I got him to sign. This is one of the new modern versions of Krang from Toys R Us. It's based on the original sculpt, the original molds, but, it's kind of repackaged. So, I thought that was pretty cool. It says Pat Krang Fraley. He was really fun to meet, and I heard him do the Krang voice a couple times during the show. I also have Leonardo here, same series, signed by Cam Clark, who did the voice of Leonardo in the original cartoon. So that was pretty cool to have two Ninja Turtle voice actors at the same place. And I also have a 2000s version of He-Man here, which was also signed by Cam Clark, because he was the voice of He-Man in that series. And I have one more figure. I'm going to set these down below. One more thing I took along to get signed was this Filmation version of Skeletor, signed by Alan Oppenheimer, who was Skeletor and Man-at-Arms and a few other characters in the original He-Man show. He's a really nice guy. In fact, all the money that came in for him signing stuff went to Children's Hospital.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's pretty cool.
It was really cool to get to see all the voice actors like it is every year. It's definitely a good time to go out and meet the 80s and 90s voice actors.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, I got one of my favorite toys growing up was Power Master Optimus, and here he is, complete little wear here and there, a little discoloration, but overall this is the Power Master Optimus that you know and love. I got him because there was a new Power Master Optimus just released as part of the Titans Return line. And I thought it would be fun to compare and contrast the old to the new. So check out for that video on the channel.
That'll be coming out soon.
Yeah.
I got these two modern Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Bebop and Rocksteady figures. This was a series of figures Playmates did. Larger scale, more articulation based on the original cartoon. And I got the four turtles, and Bebop and Rocksteady hit stores and were gone instantly. So I didn't get a chance to grab them, but luckily my friend Michael Bro had a set that he was selling, and I picked them up from him.
That's great. I love the guns on Bebop and Rocksteady, and I love the way they look. They're probably my favorite turtle villains.
They're very fun characters.
That's awesome.
I also picked up some other inexpensive carded stuff towards the end of the show. I love the retro carded stuff. Sometimes I open this stuff later because I get it pretty inexpensively, but I got a Supergirl figure from the Superman cartoon show in the 90s. She's in like a weird space armor thing.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was kind of fun. I picked up a Xena figure from the Hercules line. I actually have the other version where she's in the black outfit, but this one comes with her chakra weapon, so that was kind of fun. I got Archangel from the Toy Biz X-Men line.
This one's awesome, and he has the little darts that you can flick out with your fingers if you want to shoot, and his wings flap as well.
I loved these figures as a kid. I had the entire wave. I think it was the first toy line where I ever had every figure from the first wave.
Yeah.
I, hunted them down.
That's awesome. All right, so I got my last item here, and I always felt that Reflector was an awful Transformer. Just not good. So this is the Keith's Fantasy Club Optics 1, 2, and 3 that form, they basically form Reflector. They're the Opticlones. And I just think that this set is awesome.
So it's a third-party Transformer. They can't really say Transformer, but it totally looks like a Transformer.
Exactly. And these third-party Transformers are really
they're amazing,
exploding, and they look great, and they are awesome. And if you don't mind buying a super expensive toy, because they're all relatively expensive, they're awesome to have. So I can't wait to open this up.
I picked up Kylie from Ghostbusters Extreme, the original female Ghostbuster. She comes with a little Slimer figure there. I thought this was pretty fun. I have a couple of the other Extreme Ghostbusters I picked up at a yard sale. I really want to get an Egon figure from this line. He was my favorite Ghostbuster as a kid, and I was glad that he got to live on in the next series. I also have a new figure from Realm of the Underworld. This is Acromancer. This is the Underworld Warlock. So this is part of the Slime Drone series. He's made out of a translucent plastic. I'll probably be doing an Action Figure Adventures video on him, so you can keep your eyes peeled for that.
Oh, that was that toy line that you showed me where they were all like...
Yeah, they're like based on retro toys and inspired, but like made into a new toy line.
That's really cool.
Yeah, they're pretty neat.
Yeah. You have Dick Tracy here.
I got Dick Tracy. Can't go wrong with Dick Tracy.
I had this toy growing up.
That movie was everywhere that summer when it came out. And I love how they have like the clunky Ninja Turtle proportions to them, because Playmates made these, and that's just kind of the style toys they made in the 90s.
Every kid had like the watch and stuff like that. Yeah, that's cool.
I got the PVC Green Ranger carded. I need him for my collection. I'm probably going to open this one up.
Deathlock.
Toy Biz Deathlock.
Toy Biz Deathlock. Before he was on Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
right.
Deathlock was this guy right here. You know, sent from the future to mess us up, basically. I like that.
I bought 2 VHS tapes. I don't buy a lot of VHS anymore because I just don't really watch it. But I got an episode of Mask, which I thought was pretty cool. I like this style packaging. It's a very retro feel. And couldn't pass that up for $1. And then I also picked up the Monsters in My Pocket movie that comes with a monster. This is Yama from the Secret Scary line. Or the Super Scary line. This was a TV special, a half-hour TV special that I saw as a kid one time on TV and never saw it again. And so now I have the VHS tape of it, which I thought was kind of fun. Along with that, I bought a bunch of other Monsters in My Pockets down here. Somebody was selling some of the Series 1 figures and Series 2 figures pretty inexpensively, so I picked up a few. And then later on in the show, I found 2 extremely rare figures.
Oh, that's cool.
These guys are from Series 3, which was not widely released. We're actually doing a whole series of Monster in My Pocket videos, so look for our playlist on that if you want to learn more about Monsters in My Pocket.
So here we have the, I guess, like the Peter Venkman from the original Real Ghostbusters set of toys, but he has a weapon I guess you were looking a long time for.
Yes.
This is Winston's weapon from the where the eyes pop out.
Yeah, the Fright Features guys.
The Fright Feature guys. So I thought they were cool because they have the arm thing to keep it on there, so it doesn't wobble around. So
yeah, I lost Winston's weapon as a kid, so I picked that up. And then the Peter, I've been slowly buying up Ghostbusters if they have the packs where the gun can clip on, even if it doesn't have the stream, because I want to be able to display all my guys with like the proton packs on their back,
right? Even
if it's not the correct one, just because they look better than just having like the blank figures.
You know, Mike has it with the streams on them, which is so hard to find these days.
Right. Paul's coming back in.
Hey, Paul, welcome back.
I wanted to say hi. Sounds like you guys were just chatting, so that's why.
Hey, boys and girls.
Were you in the middle of it?
Yeah, we're doing it.
You're in the video.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Welcome to the super exciting, outrageous toy review.
You want to say hi to the fans out there?
You want to come on? This is our RetroCon.
Here you go.
Paul, what'd you get at RetroCon?
Did you get anything at RetroCon?
I don't know.
A few less Rainbow Bright dolls in your house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Hey, Vincent.
Hi.
Welcome.
Look at all those toys.
Oh my goodness.
Evan has more toys than you.
A ladder.
What?
A ladder.
You have a
You have a
ladder?
Like,
Alright, bye guys.
We'll see you.
See you later.
So I picked up this guy, the Demolition Man toy line, which is a Sylvester Stallone movie.
Right.
They used Mattel got the rights to do the movie, and they used New Adventures of He-Man figures as the figures.
Yeah.
And like sometimes they gave them new heads to look like Sylvester Stallone or Wesley Snipes, and other times they just used the New Adventure head. So this is like a repaint New Adventures figure. I collect them just because they're weird, and I love He-Man.
I knew he looked familiar because of that feature.
They have a little thumb grip thing on the back to make them, be able to fight. And that's like a classic thing from that line. I picked up some Power Rangers. I got Robo-Goat. He's got his little head-butting action there.
Robo-Goat, everyone.
Robo-Goat. I can't remember what this guy's name is, but this figure has...
Rayquaza from Pokemon?
Yeah. This guy has the unique notoriety of being the only monster from that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers toy line that wasn't from the show. For some reason, somebody at Bandai was like, hey, let's just make this snake monster. And they made a snake monster. I don't know if he was going to be in another toy line, because his articulation is even slightly different.
Wow.
It's really strange. But he was released as one of the evil space aliens, and he was not.
He fits, I mean.
He fits perfect, yeah. I picked up a villain from Power Rangers in Space. In space. This guy, there was like a whole bunch of these guys, and they like clung together to make a giant version. It was really strange, but I can't remember what he's called. And I also picked up this bad guy. He's got Bandai 96 on the bottom of him, so he must be a Power Ranger villain, but I haven't figured out who he is yet. So if you know which Power Ranger villain this is, let us know in the comments below. What else we got? Land of the Lost. I am a big fan of the 90s Land of the Lost show. I don't know why, but I watched it as a kid all the time. And actually, at the very first RetroCon, I bought a whole bunch of boxed and carted Land of the Lost stuff for some weird reason. Just sort of like caught my eye. Oh, wow. So when I saw this guy, I was like, oh, I got to get him because he's loose, and now I can,
He's got a big neck. He looks like he needs an ascot. That's what I think of him. Yeah.
He's sort of a weird figure.
Yeah. Very top heavy.
I picked up some plates. I got a Super Mario Brothers plate. I'm actually going to give this to Paul because he doesn't have it, and he's got a huge video game themed collection. I picked up a Power Ranger plate because I thought that was really awesome. And I got an Ninja Turtle plate. I love these 80s kids plates. I think they're a lot of fun.
It's awesome. You also got these G.I. Joe minifigures here. The Sergeant Slaughter. We got Destro. We got a Bat here. Mm-hmm. And we got, let's see, is it Snake Eyes?
Snake Eyes version 2.
Snake Eyes version 2 right there.
These figures came as pack-ins with G.I. Joe characters. As a kid, I had a couple of them. And I always thought they were really neat. And I slowly have been picking them up, but these are 4 of the ones I wanted the most. The Snake Eyes, the Bat, and Sergeant Slaughter were ones I was just dying to get. And I always thought Destro was pretty cool. So I was really happy to pick them up at a pretty decent price. So that collection's growing. Next up, we got Slizzard. This is one of the Power Ranger monsters from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that was voiced by Bryan Cranston.
Oh, yeah?
Who Billy Cranston, the Blue Ranger, is named after, and who is going to be Zordon in the new Power Rangers movie.
Oh, that's neat.
So he's a cool figure. He came with a weapon here that looks similar to the correct weapon, and the color matches nicely, but this is actually a Ninja Turtle accessory.
Oh, okay.
But he's kind of a cool bad guy. He was a neat one because Kimberly was the one that got to defeat him. It was like one of the first times that she got to be the standout character.
That's awesome. I love his legs. That's the best part.
His legs are like all made out of snakes. Yeah. They didn't paint the apple on his head. It's just sort of molded there. But she shoots the apple off his head with her bow and arrow, and that's how she gets to, kind of weaken him.
Before we worried about global warming, before Tesla and, all of that, there was Captain Planet, and this isn't Captain Planet, but she's from the show.
That's Dr. Blight. She's one of the main villains. She was voiced by Meg Ryan of 90s movie fame. And,
really?
Yeah. They had a lot of Jeff Goldblum, a lot of 90s
actors
were voice actors on that show. And the last thing I have to show you guys is the super ridiculous Power Ranger knockoff, Super Warrior. Paul and I were walking around, and we saw this set, and I had to get it. First, let me show you the back, where it's got like Rangers that don't match to the art on the front at all. But these figures are based on the auto-morphing Rangers, the ones that had a head-flipping action. Yeah. But the mechanism's been reworked, because there was actually a loose one there we were playing with. The button on their belt doesn't activate it. There's like a thumb release, kind of like Slizzard here. And when the head opens up like that, it'll flip. But they all have the Green Ranger's helmet. They all have the White Ranger's armor.
They seem bulkier than the original ones.
They were pretty bulky. Yeah. I think that part's pretty accurate to those toys. I think that part's what they stole, like, molding-wise.
I'm surprised they even still have the holsters and
they still have
like
the holsters. They came with goofy new versions of the blasters and these big power coins that are all the same Cheshire Cat-looking thing.
Yeah.
So, this is pretty goofy. I might open it up. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided whether I'm going to hang on to this one for a while or make it into a funny video. But I hope you guys enjoyed all this crazy stuff we picked up at RetroCon. It's held every year in Oaks, Pennsylvania. I'm sure at some point they'll announce the next one on Facebook. So if you want to check out more about that, you can look for RetroCon online. It's
Absolutely.
www.retrocons.com.
Cons, there's more than one.
Yeah. Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous toy review.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and let us know if you went to RetroCon and what you bought.
Yeah.